Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Shereen and I'm so glad you're here. This video goes out to all the moms out there. Every mom who wants to go on a trip should watch this video because you can do it, mama, without your kids. Believe me, you can. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you how I was able to go to Cancun without my kids for my birthday, and I absolutely loved it and my kids were absolutely fine. If you guys are following my channel or my Instagram, you would know by now that I went to Cancun for my birthday, and I do have some vlog videos about that. I will link them in the description box below for you to watch. But when I went to Cancun for my birthday and I was posting about it on Instagram and I made some reels and I ended up releasing the vlog, the most common question I got was like, how did you go? How did you leave your kids? And at the time, my baby was turning 6 months. So first of all, just to clarify, when I left my kids with their dad. So this is absolutely okay, you guys. Like, as moms, we have to understand that dad is half the parenting in this relationship. So this is something I feel like a lot of moms don't really, like, they know that, like, we know it takes two people to make this baby, but I feel like sometimes we don't understand that just as much as we can do things with the kids, they can too. And just as much as we can keep them alive, they can too. So this is something that's really important to keep in mind. Just in general, like if you just want to go on a hike or you need to go get your nails done or whatever, it's highly encouraged, and I personally highly recommend for moms to make a schedule of making time for themselves and leave the kids with the dad, because this serves two purposes. One is you get your alone time. You guys, I know as moms, like, it's around the clock, we are around the kids, and that's just exhausting. Like, you need a few hours to yourself, or maybe the few hours can turn into a trip. And the other good reason why you should do this with your hubby or with the dad of the kids is because the dad needs some bonding time with the kids too. If you are around all the time, helping and stepping in for everything that the kids need when dad is around, one, dad probably can take care of the kids in case of an emergency because they don't know how to make the formula, or they don't know how to change a diaper, or they're just not used to stepping in. So it's a really good training for dad, just in case something happens or there's an emergency, they need to be able to take care of the kids. And two, believe me, there is no bonding experience like the child with the dad. Like, I know as a mom, there is already like a natural bonding experience that happens when you have the baby. Like, the baby already knows you're the mom, and there's that special bond that the baby will never have with anyone else. But with the dad, that bond has to be built, and it's only built through playtime and connections and being together. So you're actually doing the dad a favor by leaving them with the kids at home and going on about something else for your own self. So the whole idea of me going on a trip started with the fact that I wanted to have a trip during spring break with the entire family, me, my husband, and our two kids. And my husband is the one who completely refused to go anywhere with the kids. He was just telling me, going anywhere with the kids, it's just gonna end up being too much work and not so much fun. And the reason why I was thinking we should do something together is because he still had some paternity leave time on his paternity leave, I don't know, vacation or time. So I was telling him, you should take a week off for paternity leave and let's go somewhere with the kids. And he completely disagreed. And then I said, why don't you take a week of paternity leave and parent? Why don't you stay home with the kids and parent the kids while I go on a trip for my birthday? And he agreed. He actually agreed right away. I have to give him credit. Asmar is such a great dad, and he really doesn't mind doing anything for the kids. And that's how it should be with any couples, really. It's not my place to like judge or like push anyone in different directions. But that's like part of family planning. Like, if you're gonna have a kid with somebody, that person needs to be in the picture and be willing to do things for that child. But anyways, that is a different topic. Asmar loves doing stuff for the kids, and he doesn't mind at all as long as it's well planned. So the combination of Asmar being such an amazing dad and really willing to do anything with the kids, with me being such a great planner, made this trip go by seamlessly. So the first thing that I did was, of course, make sure that Asmar can take time off from work, because even if he was working from home, it still wouldn't be the ideal condition for the kids to stay home with him. He wouldn't be able to focus on his work, and the kids wouldn't be able to get the attention that they deserve. So first I made sure that he's able to take the week off, and then I actually booked my ticket based on those dates. Then I made an entire schedule for Zayden, like what time he typically wakes up, what time he typically sleeps, how much he eats, what time he poops. I wrote down everything that I know about Zayden's schedule from every angle possible. And of course his schedule changes all the time, but that kind of gave us more like a good foundation to go by. And here is the biggest tip. When it was time to discuss the schedule with Asmar, I actually did not hand it to him. He wanted me to give it to him like in a written form where he can like reference to it whenever, and I just knew that that wouldn't work, because in the moment of chaos, no one is gonna go run off and find a piece of paper that says what time the baby should eat. That kind of information you should just know. So dads need to know that. So what I did with Asmar is I told him the schedule verbally, and then I made him take his own notes. And by the time we were done with that setting of conversation, he knew everything by heart because he heard me say it to him and he wrote it down himself. And I swear to God, there is just something about writing stuff down. Once you write it down, it's in your brain pretty much forever. So by having him take his own notes, when I was gone, he didn't even have to reference to his notes. Like, he knew what's coming up for Zayden. Okay, so that's him taking care of Zayden and what Zayden needs. Now our other baby, if you're new to my channel, I have a 6-year-old daughter. My 6-year-old daughter is really independent. Like, I don't even need to tell Asmar anything about her, because one, she can communicate all her needs like very easily, and two, she just steps in and does what she needs to do. If she thinks she needs to change, she'll just go change. If she thinks she's hungry, she'll go make herself something. Like, she's so independent. So I didn't really have to discuss so much when it comes to Myra's schedule or Myra's needs. Also, Asmar watched Myra before and he knows kind of the drill with her. So that was really easy. I really didn't have to talk about that as much. Now, if you have younger kids, or if the age gap is closer, or if they are less independent and there is more than one, you may have to adjust your schedule based on that, or your accommodation based on that. And to make things even more accommodating for Asmar, here's the second thing that I did. I worked with a babysitter. I made sure that while I'm gone, if Asmar needed help, he can get the help that he needs, because if he gets overwhelmed, he can't provide the kids with everything that they need, then I'm gonna hear about it, I'm not gonna enjoy my trip, and like, no one is happy in this picture. I wanna enjoy my trip while I'm gone, and I wanted him to enjoy being with the kids. So I arranged with the babysitter, and I got the babysitter's schedule during the week while I was gone, and I gave that to Asmar, and I started a group message between the three of us, and Asmar was able to communicate with the babysitter, and she would come over and play with Myra. Like, she came over a few times while I was gone just to play with Myra and keep her entertained and keep her busy. So that was really helpful, and that goes back to planning, right? I don't think I could have done that if I didn't like financially factor that into my trip, and if I didn't like check with the babysitter to make sure she was available, or if I didn't have a babysitter that I trusted and I knew she does such a great job with my kids. And it doesn't have to be a babysitter. It could be a family member, your mom, your mother-in-law, your sister, anyone that you can count on to help with the kids in any way. Even if it's just playtime, it will make a huge difference for dad while he's watching the kids. Last but not least, what I did to prepare the house. So we talked about the schedule for the kids, and we talked about help with the kids, but the house itself needed some preparation with Asmar, because he's out of the house most of the time, and I am the one who manages the house. I know where the towels are, I know where the linens are, I know where the kids' clothes are, all those things. Like, he wouldn't even know, like if he had to change Zayden's crib sheets, he wouldn't know where to get the sheets from. So what I did is, again, I prepared everything that he might need for Zayden, because Myra barely needs anything of that kind. She knows where her clothes is, she knows where her shoes is, but Zayden is the one who can surprise you. As you may know, if you have kids, Zayden can be completely showered and he'll throw up right after, and he'll stink, and you have to change everything. And this can happen 5 times a day out of nowhere, and you're out of laundry. I swear that happens to me all the time. So what I did is I prepared a few of Zayden's swaddles from when he was a baby. And I told Asmar, like, whenever you're changing his diaper, whenever you need to do anything with him that might mess up his crib, go ahead and lay one of the swaddles on the sheet before you sit him down, because Zayden tends to like crawl or like roll over while you're changing his diaper, and he can get pee or poo all over his bed, and now you have to change the sheet. So I wanted Asmar to avoid having to change the sheets to begin with. So I gave him a bunch of swaddles to use as a layer under Zayden whenever he's changing him or whatnot. I also told Asmar that if he wanted to shower Zayden in the crib, he totally can. I have some mats that are absorbent, like they can absorb water. I'll insert some pictures of them here. I got them from Amazon when Zayden was like a newborn, because it was easier for me to wipe him in the bed and instead of giving him a shower in the tub. And I told Asmar, whenever you feel like Zayden needs a shower, just put one of those on the crib and use like a towel with warm water and just wipe him down, and that's enough. I was gone for 5 days. If he didn't take a shower at all in those 5 days, being completely honest, I don't care. What I'm looking for is for my kids to be alive when I come back. I don't care too much if they die, like Maya didn't brush her hair, or Zayden didn't take a shower, or there's a pile of laundry or a pile of dishes. You can easily catch up on all those things once you come back, but it's really important to be able to disconnect and take that break from the kids. So not only that I prepared Asmar really well in the sense that he wouldn't have to change Zayden's bed sheets, but even then, I prepared a set of sheets for him just in case he still needed to change the sheets. And here's why. If Zayden's sheets are not clean, Zayden will not sleep. Obviously, he has to sleep in his crib. So if his crib is not clean, where is he gonna sleep? If he sleeps anywhere else, he's not gonna have his usual sleep hours. The aspect of keeping his bed clean was really important. That's why I had a backup plan to the backup plan to the backup plan. And when I came back, nothing had happened. His bed was still clean, he showered in the tub, and everything was totally fine. The other thing that I prepared was as many outfits as I can for Zayden, because I know this guy, I swear, sometimes he can go 2-3 days with the same outfit, like nothing. Like he didn't spit, he didn't do anything. And some days he changes like 5 times a day. He's really unpredictable in that area. So I prepared as many outfits as I can. And one of the things I went over with Asmar when he was taking his own notes is I showed him where those outfits were. And I told him that if you're down to 2 outfits or so, take everything that's in the laundry basket and run it in the washer. And he knows how to run the washer. He doesn't do laundry, but he can manage that if he needed to. But I wanted him to be alert to the fact that he may need to do laundry and in what event he may need to do laundry. And that's it. Once I had those things covered, I was ready to go on my trip, because what could possibly happen? They are staying in the house the entire time. He actually did end up taking the kids out, which is at his own cost. He said it was totally fine, but I recommended they just stay home. But anyways, that's like a different conversation. That's up to the dad of how much they want to do with the kids. But for me, I was thinking, what could possibly happen? If the kids are hungry, here is their food. If they need a change of clothes, here is their clothes. And that's pretty much it. The combination of everything that I just shared with you resulted into me being able to go on a trip by myself or with a girlfriend. But I meant by myself in the sense that I didn't have to go with family or take my kids with me. I had so much fun. I'm so glad I did, and I can't wait to do it again. And it was a good bonding experience for Asmar with the kids. And everyone was happy, everyone was well. Like, I came back and I was really proud of Asmar. I thought he did really good with the kids, and he knew where everything was and everything was fine. Now, the only thing I want to add, and I think this might be helpful for any mom that's nursing, and I'm pretty sure some people are wondering, your baby is 6 months old, how did the nursing situation go? Well, I wasn't nursing. I stopped nursing Zayden when he was about 4 months old, and he's been taking formula since then. So there you go, that was easy for me. But if I was nursing, this is what I would have done. Well, first of all, I would have pumped and dumped. Because I was gonna be in another country, I still needed to pump every day as if the baby is eating all that milk for my production to keep going, as you may know if you're breastfeeding. So I would have continued to pump and just threw the milk away, because I simply can't store it or bring it back home with me. So that would have been my solution to my body while I am gone. As far as the baby being home, there's two options I could have done. Is one is make sure I have enough milk supply in the freezer for the baby while I was gone. So if the baby eats like, let's say 30 ounces in 1 24-hour, I would have wanted to make sure I have enough ounces to cover the baby for 5 days while I was gone. This would have been option number one if I had plenty of milk supply stored in the freezer. And I know that's sometimes not the case for a lot of people. But if I didn't have enough milk supply in the freezer, I would have introduced formula to the baby a few weeks before I left on my trip. Because as you may know, the transition from breast milk to formula sometimes takes some adjustments from the baby. They don't like the formula too much. It's not as yummy as the breast milk. So I would have introduced it to my baby, maybe even before I booked my tickets, and made sure that my baby is in a place where he's completely happy and satisfied with either or breast milk or formula before I had the guts to even book a ticket and leave the country. So that would be something that's super important I would have worked on if I was still nursing at the time of my trip. But that's pretty much it. The combination of everything I just shared with you resulted in me being able to go away without the kids and actually have fun. And the kids actually had a good time with their dad. And when I came back home, I was so impressed. Asmar did so well with the kids. Everything went totally fine. And I'm so glad I did. And I would totally do it again. And I think you should try too. It is so important for moms to take a break from the everyday kids-related tasks and find the time for themselves, even if it's just a walk or a run or a trip or getting your nails done or whatever. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel for more videos. I'll say bye for now and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.